What we have for you today is the ultimate normally aspirated NA small block Chevy. You got a head, you got a cylinder head that flows 500 CFM. That is not exaggerated number. It flows 500 on that flow bench right there. It's a 1020 on a 600 flow bench. It will flow more typically on a 600 flow bench. This is the Billet small block Chevy. It's all billet. You got billet cylinder head for 400 bore space, the billet valley tray, the billet intake manifold. So how about, wouldn't it be cool? Normally aspirated, single dominator, 1150. You can make 1150 horsepower with this. Now, of course, that's running the right ring package, getting the right engine builder, number one. Right ring package, dry sump, all the good parts. Single carburetor, 1150. The reason why we can do that, the cylinder has a 2-310 intake valve in it and an inch 590 exhaust. The exhaust port goes over 300 also. Large throats and everything we've learned over the years that work. This is a symmetrical cylinder head, so the two exhaust ports are not next to each other, so we don't have to worry about head gasket issues or running water between the two ports. Because the valve arrangement is intake, exhaust, intake, exhaust, intake, exhaust. Not like a regular small block Chevy. This does not take a special block. We make this for a spread lifter, or we make it for the standard lifter. We make two different ports for this. Okay, so we can do it any way you want. It also comes with billet valve covers. The billet valve covers have a dovetail O-ring in them. When you machine it for an O-ring with a dovetail tool, that means that the O-ring is not going to come out. You can tip it over and do everything you want, so you don't have to worry about things leaking. All billet, no gaskets, just clean. Nice about this is O-ringed also, so the only place you'll have silicone is on the China rail. We suggest running an intake gasket. We can O-ring the intake flange. We would highly suggest running an intake gasket. The other thing we have, this comes with steel rockers. This is the Jessel system. We do it in we do it T&D and Jessel. These Jessel rockers they're just beautiful. That's just artwork right there. That's just a beautiful piece. So you got something here, you don't have to worry. You can run, if you want, you can run 10,000 RPM with it. Or for you guys that want to build a 440 cubic inch NA motor, you can run 9,000 RPM and not have to worry about anything. You'll be able to use half-inch push rods. You also have 25 to 30 fasteners holding the bar on. So very, very rigid, one-piece bar. The manifold, we designed and made all of this in-house at MBE. So we designed this all in the CAD, the intake manifold. All of us here, we have a lot of knowledge in doing intake manifolds. So this is not based on anybody else's. This is our own design. One thing about us, when we make these intake manifolds, we only make them because we want them better. So it'll make more power. The added bonus of doing a billet manifold is that the weight's half also. So this particular manifold weighs 14 pounds, and you have the valley tray that weighs about 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds. So instead of having anything else is going to weigh in the 35 to 40 pound range, so you're way less, you're less than half the weight here, and something that's going to run good. Let's talk about the water in the cylinder head. Billet cylinder heads are notorious for not having a lot of water in them. Well, with an NA, and you're going to run Q16 or one of the better fuels, if you're running NA, you don't have to worry about this. We have a lot of water. So there's approximately 40 different places that we drill, and they all intertwine. So everything is connected. So you don't have pockets of air or anything. Right here's where we come out with the water. So it's very simple to run the water. You got your lines in the front and back. And then we machine in here. And there's pockets in there with water going all kinds of different ways. This has spark plug coolers in it also. So everything has been paid attention to on this. And then we have plenty of drain backs, so when you pull the valve cover off, oil's not going to go everywhere. So we have drain backs down in here, in each one of these crevices. And you can see when you look at this valve cover rail, the reason why we did that was to get the weight out of it. So typically, our competitors had typically in the 46 to 50 pound range, but they typically go flat across here. But we are not typical. So we spent the time to design all of this with the pockets in them. It did a couple of things. It got rid of all the weight, but plus gave it some eye candy. So you have a bare cylinder head, weighs 35 pounds, not 45 to 50. You multiply that times 2. It's a savings of it's a saving of 10 to 20 pounds, off the engine. So it's serious. And half-inch push rods, everything you need to run 1-inch lift or more with this if you want to. If you got bracket guys that want to make, you want to make 1,100 horsepower, you can with this. And you don't have to spin it to the moon or anything. You don't have, because everything's made, so it will take lots of lift, lots of RPM and things like that. The ports are not big. This is an NA setup. This is something we would use on Australian Pro Stock. The Australian Pro Stock stuff that we do, and that has two carburetors on it with the sheet metal stuff. They typically make about 2.98, 2.96 per cube, almost 3. What's nice about this manifold will make excellent power. So saying 1150 is not a pipe dream. That's a real number, and that's what we have here. So we have the MBE Billet Ultimate NA 4400 bore space small block Chevy. Thank you for joining us.